Dzień dobry, witam w kolejnym odcinku programu Liderzy Branży IT Reseller TV. Ja nazywam się Krzysztof Bogacki, a dziś moim i Państwa gościem jest Bernhard Fauser, Managing Director w HP Inc. na region CE, czyli region Europy Środkowo-Wschodniej, czyli nasz także. Hello.
Hello, Christoph.
My first question is, what's today's position of HP, both in computer and in printing? Especially in our region, in CE region.
So, first of all, for all persons listening to us right now, CE stands for Central and Eastern Europe, which is a kind of a big market from Germany up to Kazakhstan, which has diverse in the way of the country setup. And we are market leader in both in PC and print in most of the countries within this kind of setup. And this is also belonging to the long history and the partnership we have with our partners and with the support of our partners based on our products, solutions and services we're offering through our partners majorly to our end customer. And by that one, we are creating, by being innovative, new products, solutions and services, which we are offering, especially nowadays for the hybrid workplace. And in this position, we are one of the vendors which are uniquely positioned in that one, because we can offer a whole workplace solution in the nowadays hybrid workplace area. And this is by having...
Especially after acquisition of Poly, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for adding that one to the speech. I mean, with Poly, we are much more ready in that one and putting us much more in a unique position, because we have future-ready products, we have a future-ready organizational setup, and we have future-ready processes in that one, supporting our position in this marketplace.
Mm-hmm. So, what is really the main advantage on every part of the market, on computing and in printing?
I mean, looking on the different angles, you might say we are in a silo of print and we are in a silo on PC. But having the advantage starting from what you're also mentioning by the latest acquisition with Poly and the way we are positioning ourselves in this market, I think we have a various portfolio on a PC as on the print side, offering solutions from a consumer space and a private environment, going up to the SMB ladder, up to the corporate, enterprise and public space. And depending on the end customer and putting the customer on the center of everything what we are doing, we are offering the right solution depending in which of the boxes they are. And this is depending really on that one. And that makes us very unique in the market. And by adding, as you mentioned it before, the Poly, we are having now also the audio and video stuff, especially in a growing market like the conference space, given the hybrid work solution and also the opportunity moving the offices in this direction.
Mm-hmm. We all know that throughout first quarter of this year, the PC market was shrinking, actually. Do you have any idea how to, counteract this trend? Because it looks like a trend already, right? It's not just about HP, it's all a market.
I think we shouldn't get distracted right now on this kind of trend you're mentioning here right now, because I think we have to look on a long term. And if you're looking on the numbers before 2019-20, when the COVID situation came up and the pandemic situation came up and the demand for more mobile usage, hybrid work solution came up, we've been in a market which was also be consolidated and getting to a closer market. And where we are nowadays, I think with the step function during the last 2 or 3 years, we have a much bigger addressable market in the way we are operating. So therefore, I'm totally convinced there is a bright future also for the PC and also for the print market in that one, because this kind of solutions are being demanded by the end customer with a different kind of an angle. And there is a much bigger opportunity to replace the installed base looking forward, because the total market has been grown by that one. And by the dip right now, I'm very confident that depending on the time looking forward, we are back on a replacement.
I've heard some stories from the industry that there will be a growth in Q4 because all the PCs bought in the early stages of pandemic will be already 3 years old.
Yes.
And probably they will need to change, right, in a normal end of life.
I think the analyst
PCs.
is not that wrong on that one in saying, hey, there gonna be a time when it be exactly, I don't want to say it's exactly after 3 years, but it is in the range, and it's somewhere when you're looking on the education segment, but also a lot of companies switching from, let's say, desktop-based units to a more mobile work because of the new hybrid setup, which is supported by the most of the companies right now, that you're using the way the office is, the way you're working becomes more hybrid. And therefore, I'm totally convinced hybrid is here to stay and it will not go away. And the demand on products going into the way how we're using our mobile devices, how we're using our printers in the future, how we have to support the people with security solution, with connectivity, with audio and video solutions, is having a trend looking forward, which is a benefit for the IT industry.
Basically, to make more of the companies a little bit more agile, right?
Right, right.
So getting a little bit more into the region, what markets in the CEE region are most important for HP right now?
It's a good one. As I started to say, it starts from the most Western country. I think it's Switzerland at the moment, and ending at Kazakhstan.
Yeah, it's a huge market, really.
What the two countries have in common?
Both are mountainous countries.
Okay,
so that's one thing.
but what they have also in common, in all the countries in between, there's an increasing demand on IT products, and it is not only by replacing what we talked before, but they're depending on the country, they are individually different. And this is what we say, it's also the empowerment of the country and what is needed there, because they are different. But what they have all in common, it's a demand for digitalization and the way of digital education, for example, but also in the way, as I mentioned before, the hybrid workplace is here to stay, and there will be a high demand on that one. And there, I wouldn't say there is one country which is more in the focus than the other, because they are so different. And this is also the enrichment of this kind of market, that we can learn from each other. And this is not only the maybe smaller countries learning from bigger ones, but there are different customer experiences. And that brings a different flavor into that one, where we can even benefiting from each other.
Maybe there's also a larger potential to growth in the less developed countries of the region, right?
Yes, you are right. There are some countries which are, it's also depending where they're coming from and which kind of wealth level they reach and how the IT spending increasing. Yeah, definitely. There are some of the countries which are, depending on the situation right now, having a higher growth potential than other ones, but it's always depending on the size of a country and the matureness, or let's say the growth potential of a country. That's right.
So I know that HP relies heavily on the partners, at least in Poland.
Not only in Poland, I can definitely say
not only in Poland,
not only in Poland. Yeah.
But you have a pretty good working program for your partners, HP Amplify.
Yes.
And since we are at the end of the Q1, actually in Q2 already. Oh, it's already Q2.
No, it's April.
It's
calendar Q2.
It's really fast. So I really wanted to know, do you plan as a company, any changes during this year to HP Amplify, and what medium and small and large partners could expect from working with HP this year?
Thank you for this question. It's you're absolutely right. More than 80% of our business, and depending on the country, it's even closer to 90%, is driven by partner. And this is going back to all the history of HP, that we have always been very partner-centric. And also the ecosystem, by using the partner, by reaching out to the end customer, is always deep to our DNA. And during the last 3 years, we introduced the Amplify. We started on the commercial channel. We're adding now the retail channel, and there is more to come. And for sure, this is a vehicle we rolled out worldwide. So under this Amplify name, we tagged that one on a worldwide program. We had just coming back now 2 weeks ago, we had our Amplify partner conference in Chicago, where we hosted 2,500 partners around the globe. It was amazing, also the feedback we got from the partner about the program and also on our progress on that one. And for sure, if you're putting something new in, there have been discussions and there have been fine-tuning. And this is what we are learning and getting as a feedback, and we're implementing. And there are 2 elements we are adding on that one. This is a more for more program. This is a program where partners who are participating in different areas of HP benefiting from that one. And the other thing is also we implement something, or we will implement something, which is a kind of a fast track. What is behind?
How does it work?
Yeah, what is behind that one is that partners who are having different criteria achieved, they've been benefiting from their long time relationship with us and getting a little bit more of benefits. It's a little bit like you are a frequent traveler and you may get a special kind of excitement at the airport when you're traveling here. And this is how we are going into this one as well. And we will be close with our partners on that one. And the feedback on that one was very, very positive, because we get a feedback. We've been much more agile. We are faster, and we are adapting faster to the feedback of the partners. And this is pretty good perceived. And there will be more to come on the Amplify. The Amplify is the foundation. And as you know, also, we added this kind of sustainability part of it. It is something which has been perceived highly positively. So we have a lot of partners who walking with us on this path and being a multiplier on our sustainability strategy, which is, I have to say, something where I think we can be a little bit proud on it. And we're setting the pace with something like this, integrating that one into a channel program. And the adoption rate in the different countries is really great.
Good. I mean, it's really a great thing that you encourage your partners to be a little bit more green by this program. I mean, be a little bit more ecological.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a chance for success of this part of HP Amplify throughout the region, or maybe in some countries? Because, for example, here in Poland, you know, we have most of our energy from coal, right?
I think the countries are on a different level. Also, the perception rate on the end customer side is definitely on a different level by country. And there are countries which are much more progressed already against that one, where the end customer demanding some kind of sustainability topics in their tender and forcing that one. And we can provide here good proof points. And so you can be a differentiator in the decision process when other countries are starting on that one. But what is definitely in there, and I have to say also in Poland, as I talk to partners and customers as well here, and also to our employees here in Poland, we see a trend going in this direction. But you are right. I mean, the energy mix in Poland is still different than maybe in other countries. And but I'm pretty sure it will raise also the bar here over the next years. And we are here and prepared and being ready for that one.
We've heard at the ending of last year about a huge layoffs in major IT companies throughout the world. HP is one of them. And it was a huge story for part of tech media. So do you think that it was an after effect, after pandemic, when most companies were like really hiring people massively, and that's kind of a normal situation to get the things normal?
I think when you're looking on the IT industry it's not a straight line up, and
it never was.
It never was, and it is always a kind of a repositioning where you focus and where you defocus, and how you develop your setup. And for sure, we also announced that we're driving some cost saving. And by the way, we did that one, starting that one even prior the COVID situation. So when we kicked that off in 2019 and we did a major reorganization, there was already a cost saving attached to it. And I have to say, in the way we are performing through the last 3 years, it was definitely the right positioning on that one. And I think it is a normal thing going on in the industry that you try to find where is my position, where is my North Star, where I want to head to. And for sure, the cost is something which is going to us. But this is also, it's not only related to IT, it's also to other industry.
That's true.
And we are currently reinventing our position, and this is the way we are going into that one.
So you're being a flexible company.
I think we are an agile and flexible company, adjusting to our priorities, yes.
So let's dive into the future a little bit, because there are some like really tough questions about the second part of the year. And
do you have a crystal ball here?
No, I don't. But let's try to think how this year will end up. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. There's a war in Ukraine. There's problems with energy. There's a kind of an energy crisis in the region, right? And also, there's a huge inflation in some countries, like this one, for example. So that's why probably some industries will get hit by it. It's maybe this slowdown in the PC market is also an effect of those things. Do you think that the second part of the year will be really hard for the industry?
I think what we're having in front of us is a situation that we are constantly under influences by things you're mentioning. I mean, and it's also that we have things going on in parallel. So there is not the one thing like we had maybe 2008, 2009 with a financial crisis. There are multiple things going in parallel. And therefore, I believe looking forward, and it's depending when, you mentioned it as well before, where you say, okay, the installed base is now 3 years old and they need to get replaced. I mean, looking forward, I see opportunities. Is this happening already in H2 and what's going to happen? I think it's a very dynamic situation and you have to be agile and flexible to adapt to the current situation. And the situation might be also various by geography, by country, and you have to adopt that one. But I'm really, really confident with the setup we have, with the partnership of our partners and also with our alliance partners in this ecosystem. We are prepared for the future, and
so
there will
basically the flexibility is the answer.
Again. It is the flexibility. It is the flexibility, and this is where you have to decide very agile, depending on that one. If the economy coming back, I mean, therefore I'm mentioning the crystal ball before. I don't have the crystal ball in.
Don't have mine today either. So.
Exactly, and as I said, the dynamic into this business is increasing. And you have to adopt very flexible and agile to this one. But the way we are preparing ourselves, and you're mentioning some of the stuff where we see pocket of growth by the hybrid work environment, by sustainability, I think we have a ballpark of fundamental things which are making us agile and flexible enough for the future opportunities.
So a little bit of personal questions. What computer do you use personally?
Sure, an HP computer, no.
I'm pretty sure that it is for HP, or isn't.
So honestly, when I rejoined HP in 2019, I got a 12-inch or 13-inch PC, and that's the first time in my life I had a small one, but I don't want to give it away. I have Dragonfly right now, a very lightweight, sustainable PC.
It is.
And I love it.
It's a great series.
I think I love it.
Best series of HP laptops.
Yeah. Do I use it in full length with the features? I mainly have it like this one. Maybe the last 2 or 3 years it was more in the docking station than on the road. But I like it for the battery length, by the audio, the video, the security features. Build it in, it's a perfect device.
And it doesn't weigh like anything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I can cope with the 13-inch screen because the display is so brilliant. You can even work with this one not only on travel, but also in the office. Yeah.
Do you remember your first PC? I remember mine. It was.
Let me think about it.
In my case, it was Commodore 64.
Yeah,
so
I had one too, but it was owned by my brother. That I remember.
It counts.
It counts. But this is the PC you connected to your television, right? That you have a screen.
Yes.
And I did also this kind of first programming on that one. But the real one, which I would say it's a real PC, I bought during study. It was a white box desktop. And at this time, you've been proud if you have a tower like this, because you can put in a lot of stuff, which you never do. And I think it was a 486 at this time. With a 120 megabyte hard disk. I mean, nobody, if you're looking on your mobile phones, they have gigabytes. Nobody is counting anymore in megabytes, but this was the hard disk at this time, yeah. And I was really proud on it, yeah.
Yeah, I had a similar setup as well.
Yeah.
So, and I was extremely proud of it.
Yeah, it worked, but it cost a fortune at this time. But that was my first own and paid by my own PC at this time. It was this kind of a white box, not a brand PC. Because I couldn't afford it as a student at this time.
Yeah, but today PCs are much more, what I wouldn't say cheap, but they are affordable.
They are affordable.
For almost everyone.
Exactly, exactly. And this is also a thing where you have to look on how, I think, from a sustainability point of view and looking forward, I mean, the value in a small PC and the goods are built in. There are also raw materials built in. And this is also something you have to think about. What is the value of a 200 or 300 euro notebook? It's something where we should have also looking a little bit in the future, how we are working with this kind of things and refurbishing things.
That's true. And you do, as a company, quite a good job at being sustainable about
Absolutely.
it, right?
Absolutely.
The HP of Dragonfly that you've mentioned, for example.
With sustainable materials and with ocean-based plastic stuff, which we refurbish and building in this stuff. And this is what we have to look on that one, because there is only one planet we are living on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Christoph.